Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing the new Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larch Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Wrangler. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 20 on the highway with power outputs being 270 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, first off, you guys can see this beautiful metallic gray paint. We've still got the vents that the Rubicon is now known for. We do have a new windshield that integrates the antenna. I don't want to know how much that costs to replace, but it is pretty cool that you don't have an antenna anymore. And then you guys can see Rubicon here on the side. Now we've got the daytime running lights here. You can see with the turn signal indicator also integrated into that unit. And then you guys can see with the headlights, really cool look. And we've got the new style of grille, which I'm actually a huge fan of this grille. And on this Rubicon, it's actually body painted, which is really cool. And then you guys can see we've got the red tow hooks here on the front end. This one has the standard bumper, and then we do have fog lights as well. Putting it all together, it does still look like a Wrangler, but I do like this new front end look. It's cool. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 285, 70, 17 in the front and over in the rear. And although the wheels might not look too much different on camera, they actually do look quite a bit different in person. I like this new design, and you got the cool retro Jeep there on the wheel cap. Now the Rubicon does still have a solid front axle. And of course, we still have the gigantic fender flares as well as rock rail protection here on the side. And look at that stance. And then here's our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, the Jeep logo there on the back, and of course the flip out key as well. And then popping into the rear, you guys can see that we've got the tailgate with the whole jail graphic, which I think is pretty neat. And then opening that up all the way, we can open up the glass. You guys can see here with the storage space, this is unchanged. This is still body painted here in the back, which is cool. And then you still have all of the little storage there for the bolts and everything, or the bolts, the screws for the top. Anyways, there's the back. I guess I got to do a clip of closing it in sync because it's always fun to do. Woohoo! So this one has the LED taillights, which are really cool. We've got a recovery hook here in the back. Full-sized spare tire as well. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think about the new looks here of the refreshed Wrangler. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see padding here on the armrest, and then we've got some netting down below. And then taking a look at these seats, the coloration of the cloth is actually a little bit different. It looks like it's a little bit lighter, but you got red stitching still to signify it's a Rubicon. Vents here for the rear passengers, window controls, got a bunch of charging ports, and then some cup holders at the bottom. And then you guys can see legroom back here is really good. You got a little storage net here, and then headroom, also good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, again, you've got that padding where you're gonna rest your arm, and then you can see the netting down below. Mirror adjustments, door lock and unlock, and while we're here, 850 pounds of payload. And then here's the front seat, again, says Rubicon on it, and you got the red stitching, lighter cloth trim, manual adjustments here on the side, and then you got the light controls here with the fog light, and then the steering wheel is also manually adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, nice trim all around. We've got contrasted red stitching on the center portion, radio controls on the back. With our cruise control, we have adaptive cruise control with this, controls for the center stack, voice command, phone controls as well, and then your regular stocks there on the back. And then here is the gauge cluster. You guys can see analog on either side, and then we do have that screen there in the center, which we can scroll through to see different bits of info on the vehicle. Obviously the cool thing is the off-road stuff, right? But yeah, there's the center gauge cluster. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. We also have that front camera view as well, and you can clean the glass. Got the tread markers right there. Now this camera view isn't actually any bigger because you guys can see just have a Jeep logo there on the side. So yeah, even though the screen's bigger, the camera view is the same. Now as for the rest of the screen, response time is pretty good. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up. As you can see, we do have dual zone climate, heated seats, and a heated steering wheel. I like the Wrangler page, or the vehicle page is a Wrangler, rather. It's pretty hot outside today, as you can see, so if my brain doesn't say the proper words, then just bear with me. Got this new kind of like dash look. And then also here as well, look at that, with the red stitching that goes across, and then you guys can see on the grab handle as well. And then we have our analog controls here for the radio, dual zone climate controls, heated seats, heated steering wheel, with our off-road cruise control. And then you can see with little USB action. Window controls here in the center with a 12 volt. And then you've got 4 auxiliary switches. Our transmission selector for the 8-speed automatic, and being a Rubicon, we have front and rear lockers, as well as off-road plus and a sway bar disconnect. And then, wow, that is super shiny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that. There we go. We've got 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, and then 4-wheel low for the shifter. Cup holder action, that is to hold the key there in the center. Got our parking brake. And then you can see the normal Wrangler center console. And then glove box as well. And then we do have the hard top here. No insulation on this one, but you can see pretty easy to take off this portion, the top, the back. You do need to use tools. So here's our window sticker for this 2024 Wrangler Rubicon. You guys can see the base MSRP $49,395, and this comes with quite a bit of standard equipment, as you can see. We do have some packages on this one. Total MSRP after all packages, $59,240. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let us set off in the new Rubicon, the regular Rubicon. Now, you guys know how the channel works. Obviously, if I can get my hands on other versions of the Wrangler, I will do reviews on that. Later today, I am going to be reviewing or planning on reviewing a Sport. I think it's like a 2-door with a manual transmission, pretty much like as base as it gets. So I guess I'm reviewing a more expensive Wrangler, and then we'll be reviewing a more affordable Wrangler a little bit later. Now, obviously, over the course of the walk around, we talked about some of the new changes to the interior, but something that I didn't mention is the fact that Jeep has added some sound deadening to the Wrangler. So glass is supposed to be a little bit thicker, and you know, basically there's just supposed to be more kind of material and sealing to make it so that it's a quieter experience. And I can tell you, that's a cool Porsche. I can tell you that it does work. It does work. It is quieter in here, so I think that's a big plus. 2.0 turbo's got some torque. Man, I didn't think it was actually over 100 degrees, because sometimes it's just like, oh no, it is going down a little bit. Like I say, the vehicle parking lots are always hotter than like the rest of the temperature, so I get to suffer in like the hottest part. But steering is, it's normal Rubicon steering, so it's light. There's a little bit of vagueness, but it's, I mean, compared to, you know, Wranglers in the past, it's pretty direct. Again, especially being a vehicle that is body on frame, solid front and rear axles, it's pretty dang good. Now the Rubicon shocks, I don't think they feel any different than before. So those seem to be the same in terms of the overall performance. Torque's good. Yes, this is a torquey monster. Yeah, it gets up and moves at a very solid pace. So I think that's a big plus. Braking's good too. Of course, the fuel light pops on as soon as I'm about to get an acceleration. It's like, ding! You have no gas. Okay, let's see how this thing moves. Also, that's a cool TRX. Yeah, this thing moves. It's got good power. I still prefer the 2.0 over the 3.6 liter V6 in terms of acceleration. This just gets up so much quicker. So, summing things up here with the new Rubicon, right? The refreshed Rubicon. I think this thing looks really good on the outside. I do like the new grille. I think the grille looks best when it's like blacked out. I have a 392 that I have a demo here. A demo. I can't talk. See, I'm telling you, the heat's getting to my brain. I'm not going to drive through that. That would be the meanest thing ever. Let's do the next driveway. So I've got this 392 as a demo, and it's got the black grille. I think that's still the way to go, because the body painted one on this looks good, but this black grille, it's right over here. It's the Earl Grey one. Yeah, look at that. I just think the blacked out grille, I think it works better with the overall appearance. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the new Rubicon. Basically, it's more daily drivable, but outside of that, it's not necessarily going to be more off-road capable, which is fine because the Wrangler is one of the most capable vehicles on the planet.